Hi, I'm Mark from Prestige Motorsports. I'm tasked with running the custom car shop of the business. So I wanted to tell you a story about a couple of cars. Very similar but very different as well. Two 1955 Chevys, so it's kind of rare to have two of the exact same cars in our shop at once. Interestingly, they are both the same color. One's a hard top, one was convertible, but very, very different. Both cars had a different objective. The client with the 55 Chevy convertible was very, very interested in a turnkey, absolute dependable car that you didn't have to mess with anything. You know, he works hard all week. He doesn't want to mess with the car on the weekend. So conversations with him kind of led us to the fact that, you know, what are your priorities? Well, one of the priorities is that he wanted it old school. You open the hood, everything was just what you would expect in a 55 Chevy. So for him, we created a 383. But to get back to the original goal of keeping it dependable, we decided to go ahead and do a port fuel injection. So it was a terrific way of putting two things together: old technology, new technology, etc. We also wanted to make it extremely drivable above and beyond just the engine. We put an automatic overdrive in it. We have four-wheel disc brakes. We have power steering, power brakes, and even air conditioning. So it was a terrific vehicle when we were all done. But we met the goals. We listened to what he wanted, and we did exactly that. The second car was a Bel Air hardtop. The goal there was performance. The car had a older 327 and a Muncie 4-speed. It didn't do anything very well. It was carbureted. The carburetor was a little too big, wasn't dependable. The car was towed home a couple of times. You know, the same old story. You certainly have heard those. So we took the goals, the objectives, right? He wanted performance, but he also wanted it dependable. So for him, he wasn't so interested in the originality. He wanted it to look right. He wanted it to look clean as far as the appearance of the engine. So for him, we built an LS1. Interestingly, he was sold on a carburetor because he is familiar with the carburetor. It's something that he grew up with. So the fuel injection was something that, you know, he didn't necessarily want. So LS1 carburetor. So we did it, and it worked out terrific. We also added quite a few other items as well. We added air conditioning. We added power disc brakes. We added power steering. So all of those things. But again, it's important that we listen. It's important that we engineer. It's very, very important that after we engineer, we test. After we test, we move on and we prove that the product works. So both clients, very, very different projects, but they turned out terrific, and both of them are extremely happy. So when you're ready, give us a call at Prestige Motorsports.